Oh, and the world's going crazy.
Stop, drop, and talk.
We've got no time for bullshit.
Stop, drop, and talk. With Ava, RJ, and B-Rock. It's Stop. Stop, drop, and talk.
Has nothing to say.
Hello! Hello, world! It's Stop, Drop, and Talk time! Hello, B-Rock! Hello, Eva!
Hello.
What's going on? Good to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you, too. Glad to be back. I, in case you haven't figured it out yet, am working remotely today.
Which I think is actually awesome. Isn't this the first? This is the first episode we've had where you don't have your little get-up in the back, huh?
I know. It's going to be Eva's favorite episode ever, because guess what I don't have?
His soundboard. Oh my God, you don't have a soundboard.
That's right. You're going to love this episode, Eva.
There's
going to
be
great.
no mooing in this episode. Praise Jesus.
No mooing. You can talk about South Dakota all you want. You're not going to hear any moos.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it.
You're gonna miss that cow. But yes, I'm in Chicago right now. I'm on tour with Evanescence, and it is very cold, very, very cold outside. I don't like that. Not fun. But here's the good thing. I have some friends here to keep me warm. I've got my friend Baker's Mark, and then I've got my friend Casamigos right over here. Is a good friend of mine. Oh, London Gin, and then oh yes, hello, Mr. Belvedere. How can I do for you? And then oh, Glenn Levitt's here to keep me company. So, and then maybe I'll wash it down with the prisoner Cabernet Sauvignon. So, as you can see, I'm keeping plenty warm.
You know what I see, RJ? I see you late for bus call tomorrow. That's
yeah. We probably shouldn't do that. They cost about $87 a piece. So anyway, so let's not do that.
$87. Where are you getting your liquor?
At every hotel ever, anywhere in the world.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Charge it like crazy. I'm not opening those. I've got my own in the bus for later. But until then, we're just going to keep on being the professionals we are. By the way, I have to point out that, Brock, you have a very nice looking t-shirt there.
I do, man. Look at this. We all got Stop, Drop, and Talk t-shirts. You're getting old. It's hard to get up there.
So I ordered you guys.
I don't have sound effects, so I have to do it myself.
That's terrible.
You guys, nice, boy cut normal ones. And then I got mine is a little more feminine cut with a little tie on the side.
Love it.
So we do have some ladies designs as well that are coming soon.
So by the time you see this
Hale,
episode,
you get to work, right?
yeah, that's right. But by the time you see this episode, we will either have merch or we won't, because we don't know, because we're pre-taping. But we'll announce it on our social platforms and all that. So keep an ear out for that.
True. Just be sure to wash it if it comes from Eva's personal address, because mine was definitely itchy. Something was on it.
I took it out of the box. But you know what's funny?
I got to give you shit.
I put everybody B-Rock shirt, your shirt, Dan's shirt, all in a bag. And I was in such a hurry. I was scooped him up and threw him in. And he sends me a picture. I accidentally put one of my own shirts in there too.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? A twisted
Sneak that in there.
It's a twisted tee black, long sleeve shirt. And he was like, I don't think you meant to put this in here. But I get
it was pretty interesting.
Gotta slip it in.
So you guys, I'm excited for Keith. I am so excited. Oh my gosh,
excited for Keith. He's been one of my buddies for forever. I actually toured with him many times back when he was with Adelita's Way. So I'm every time I get to see him and catch up with him, I'm a happy guy.
So the last time, the only time I've actually met him, and I totally had forgotten that I met him until I was going through some photos recently. He was opening for Breaking Benjamin was opening for Korn.
Oh, nice.
And yes, I was with the radio station. So working for the radio station at the time. So I went through the meet and greet line. And I'm actually standing next to Keith in the picture.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to see Keith. I was on Carnival of Madness when he was with Adelita's Way. And God, he killed it every night. I can't wait to talk to him.
Not only is he an incredible guitar player and songwriter, but he also sings a lot of the songs live, which is awesome because his voice is incredible. So
very cool. Very cool.
So should we bring him in?
Yeah, I think there's someone at the door, actually.
I think it's
Somebody please answer that.
Keith, stop, drop, and pop it. There he is.
There he is.
Listen to that crowd.
So he doesn't have a soundboard, but he's going to do this into the microphone.
I'm just going to do all the sound effects myself. So,
Oh, man.
ooh,
You are way too kind. Super, super, super kind. I appreciate it.
glad to see you, bud.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
So,
welcome
yeah,
to the pod.
I hate that you're stuck in the cold weather up there. I'm not a fan of the cold weather myself either.
Well, why don't you tell us where you are, right? Obviously, you're in the tour bus.
Yeah.
Where's the tour bus?
So we are in Myrtle Beach, South
Yes.
Carolina at the moment. We're playing House of Blues tomorrow night. And it's not very beachy at the moment. Still kind of dark and dreary today, but it's probably a little bit better than Chicago, but still not that
A
great.
little bit, yeah. But still, you didn't get a chance to see the alligators?
Not yet. No. Tomorrow we
Tomorrow?
might swing by and check them out.
Well, speaking of reptiles, I'm wearing Gucci right now, so.
Oh my God.
See, I dressed up for the podcast.
How's the tour been, Keith, so far? You kicked off not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been outstanding. It's definitely a new experience for me to kind of get out there and open the shows.
That's awesome.
But it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable, but it makes me feel alive. It really does. It's totally out of my comfort zone, but I'm living my dream. This is what I've always wanted to do, is play music. And it's awesome to be able to play music with my brothers in the band. And but this is a cool kind of experience, kind of being thrown out on the ledge by myself to see if I can do it. And so it's been going well. And my voice is holding up all right. So
Nice.
yeah, looking forward for the rest of the shows.
Well, let's be honest, Keith. Did they hire you on as the opening back act because you're cheap? You weren't too expensive to get?
I think it was probably because, look, I knew somebody important, and they pulled some strings.
You know a guy who knows a guy. Well, I know for a fact that you have an incredible voice. You're an incredible songwriter, incredible artist in your own right. Not only are you great in Breaking Benjamin, and were you great in Adley's Way, and also Copper I was a fan of Copper back in the day. So it's just great to see you actually doing that for real, like being the lead singer in a live setting.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah. That was kind of what I did with my first band, Copper, and had a great time with Adelita's Way. I was more kind of backup vocalist, rhythm guitarist guy, and I loved that too. That was an amazing 4 years. And actually, I just saw those guys at the Blue Ridge Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And man, I watched their whole set. They sounded great. It was great to see them. They're still out there killing it. And,
I think we were there too, right?
Yeah. I
Same
saw
day?
you guys there too. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a chaotic day, wasn't it?
It was crazy.
Yeah.
That was our first show back since the whole pandemic thing. So, it was nerve wracking because you're like, oh man, do I remember even how to play? But it was great.
How are you doing with your tour protocol, your health and safety protocol, and all that?
Yeah, we pretty much try and kind of try to stay in our bubbles. I think for most of the shows, it's through Live Nation, it's kind of the deal. You have to either be vaccinated or have the negative test within the 72 hours. So
Nice.
So far, everybody's been staying healthy, and hopefully it can stay that way. But if something happens, God forbid, we just got to do safe thing and address that however we can.
Totally.
Sounds like there's like a lot of new protocols. Even like RJ just recently played Denver, which is not far from B-Rock and I, and we had talked extensively about going down for the show, but because he cannot have any contact with anybody outside of the tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So we were like,
it's a strict bubble. Yeah.
So we did not go. I mean, I was there. Good job, RJ. You did.
You
great.
were there, and you could have been there. I wouldn't have even known if you could have lied and just said you were there if you wanted to. I appreciate your honesty.
I was there.
But what's it like doing an acoustic tour? You guys are you guys playing all the songs acoustically, or?
Yeah, we pretty much play everything exactly the same. Full drum kit. Everything is the exact same except it's just acoustic. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's definitely more exposed, I guess. There's not a lot of distortion and just loud
more raw.
It is. It's very raw. It's you're just out there.
You can't hide behind distortion yet.
Exactly.
You almost feel like naked. Like it's like that kind of vulnerable.
Wow, is it that kind of show?
And I mean, and especially when I'm playing by myself, I just try to picture everyone else naked just so it helps me.
Does it help to practice naked?
That never works for me. It doesn't work.
Does the crowd hit a little differently, Keith, when obviously they'll sing some Breaking Benjamin songs, but doing your solo stuff and seeing some fans sing your baby, your complete artwork, does that kind of hit differently?
I love it. It's amazing. I mean, obviously, I love it when I hear them singing Breaking Ben songs. It's the best. But yeah, when I see look, I'm pretty much this is a new album. This is kind of a new endeavor for me. So I don't expect everybody to know all the words or even know who I am. I mean, I kind of have to pretty much explain it most nights. I'm just like, yes, I did not leave Breaking Benjamin. Yes. I am opening for my own band. Yes, because some people they're not really quite understanding the situation. But yeah, there's been some people that that know some of the songs, which I'm so grateful for, and it's amazing. It makes doing this whole thing worth it, and it's a lot of fun. It's challenging, but it's a lot of fun for sure.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I think it would be. I think that's like double duty though for you. Like, are you like exhausted at the end of every night? You open and are the headliner as well, direct support and headliner.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it is hard. We actually kind of have a VIP sound check, so it's almost really it's like 3 shows. A day.
Nice.
Oh wow.
But hey, I signed up for this. I'm getting exactly what I asked for. So
and that makes sense because you were saying your voice is holding up, and I was like, well, yeah, and then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, well,
yeah,
that's 2 full shows. Plus, you just said that VIP sound check. So yeah, like you said, 3 shows. That's crazy. That's a lot.
It's a lot. By the end of the night, I'm pretty beat, but like I said, I this is what I've always wanted since I was a young lad. So to be here, have this opportunity, I'm so grateful.
Don't bite the hand that feeds, right? Or
right.
Don't complain.
Are you doing anything differently this tour because you're pulling double and triple duty? Like anything differently you're doing to take care of yourself, or are you just straight up Superman?
Well, I drink a lot of tea.
Whiskey? All right.
So I have this concoction that I make. So I get 4 gummy bears, and I put them in a cup, and I put them in the Keurig machine with hot water, melt them down. Then I put some honey, and then I put some whiskey.
What?
About a half of whiskey, and I drink that while I'm playing and before I'm playing. 1, for a little bit of a buzz to numb the pain and embarrassment of being up there by myself.
Yes, that just worked.
And number 2, just to loosen me up, because in between songs, you're not a musician, you're a public speaker all of a sudden. And they don't tell you that when, you're like, oh, I want to be in a band. They don't say, well, you better get good at public speaking, because in between songs, you're going to have to be a public speaker and give a speech. And I always feel so awkward. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to say.
Now, wait a minute, Keith. Are these gummy bears just normal gummy bears?
Yeah,
do these have a little marijuana in those gummy bears? Huh?
I mean, maybe I should try that just to see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be a good combo.
Calm the nerves a little bit.
That sounds like a lot. Also, where the hell did you come up with the idea of putting gummy bears in a cup and doing hot Keurig water?
So one of our techs, Cowboy, he told me that another band that he worked for, the singer of that band, used to do this like gummy bear thing, and I can't remember what the band was, but I was like, I'll try it. I'll try anything
Try anything once.
Somebody figured it out
exactly.
at some point.
And I was like, this is delicious too. And I think with this tour, I added the whiskey just to loosen myself up a little bit.
It'll cure what ails you.
So I'm sure you're familiar with Butcher Babies.
Yeah.
I have worked with them, and some people in their camp taught me about a shot called the hot beef injection.
Okay.
And I seriously make my friends order this when it's like appropriate, because you have to be in a place that has au jus. It's a shot of Jack Daniels with an au jus back.
Whoa.
It,
That actually sounds
you guys,
delicious.
It's so good. It sounds like absolutely disgusting, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
Well, like a
It's so
pickleback.
good.
Yeah.
It tastes like almost like Thanksgiving dinner, just real quick.
Shit.
Wow.
It's
Try
so
that.
good.
Well, we're going to be doing those together.
I'm gonna pass on that.
I'd probably try it once, but see, someone exactly, you mentioned pickleback. Someone said the exact same thing about that to me one time. They're like, "Oh, pickleback, you're gonna love it. Try it."
It's
and it
so
was
good.
Can I cuss on this?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
It was fucking gross. I thought.
Yeah. Let's say fuck a lot on this
Okay.
show.
You know what? If you guys really want to get going, you just take a shot of Nickelback. That's all you need.
Hey. Have you ever tried what is it? A prairie oyster?
Prairie Fire? Prairie
Where it's like the raw egg and the bourbon and the Worcestershire
No.
sauce.
No.
Or the clam, what is it? It's like the oyster, the actual oyster shot.
Oyster
It's got, like,
shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Oyster
It's like-
shooter.
Yes, that's like clamato and that Worcestershire
And vodka probably, or yeah.
no, there's no vodka in it, because the bar that we get them at in Deadwood, close to where B-Rock and I live, they have it's called the Oyster Bar, and that's what they're famous for, is their shots, and the texture is straight up
There
like
we
a
go.
loogie.
It's a
It
prairie.
goes down like a loogie texture, but
Yeah.
it is so the taste is really good.
Yeah.
And I don't like
I'll bet.
seafood, and I love the oyster
Ugh.
shots.
Well, there we go. We got
So good.
plenty of things we can do when we're all hanging out together then, Keith.
Yeah.
RJ and I found out that we are good tequila shot takers together.
Yes.
Okay. Right on.
Where is
We
that? Oh,
did.
there it is.
Remember when we went to Bowie's?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You came to Nashville that one time. That's right. Yeah.
Hey, did you by chance
I
say?
did.
Did you? Okay, I heard the word Deadwood and I heard South Dakota. Is that
Yeah.
Where's my cow?
Yeah,
Deadwood?
so we live in Rapid City, South Dakota, and Deadwood's not too far away.
Wow, that's awesome.
Moo.
Oh my God. So
I
anytime
love
South Dakota is mentioned on this podcast, normally RJ has a button that moves on the soundboard.
I have sound effects usually, but I don't have them because I'm on remote location right now. So Eva's
Thank
happy.
you, Jesus.
Yes, you're welcome.
Oh, speaking of us being in South Dakota, I was telling the boys the only time I met you, and I didn't realize I met you, was you were opening for Korn in Rapid City.
Okay.
So yeah, I was working for the
There they
radio
are.
station.
Moo. Thank you, Dan. See,
Wow.
Dan's
Thank
on
you,
my
Dan.
side. If we can't hear him, we can at least see him.
That's awesome. So now, was
Anyway.
that 2019 or 2000?
It was so I found I was going through some photos, and the timestamp date on the photo on my phone is February of 2019.
Oh wow, that was right
Jeez.
before everything hit the fan.
Yeah, everything closed
Like a
down.
month before,
Wow.
yeah. Which is crazy. Like, it's crazy to think how much everything has just changed so much. Like, especially like, RJ's touring restrictions, your touring restrictions, but
Yeah.
it's just wild.
Yeah.
And that's 2 years, 2.5 years.
Now.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's I just even the first 6 months of it, just being stuck in my house, I just remember just mourning the pre-COVID world, because
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing like watching Netflix or watching some show and just be like, oh, look at that, they don't have masks. I remember,
Yes.
Yeah.
that. Like, God, it sucks.
I still feel like that when I watch a show and I see people not wearing masks. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is
just
weird.
blissfully naive of yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do a lot? I found that you co-wrote some stuff for Saint Asonia, Love and Death, Red, Pillar, Fuel. I mean, have done a lot of writing. So on
Killer. Wow.
on
Hi,
that
Taylor.
off time, did you get to write a lot, or was it kind of just more take a step back?
Yeah, I tried to really stay busy. For just mental health reasons, because it's like you work 20 years to try to establish a career as a musician, and just like it just ends on a drop of a dime. And you're just like, God, what am I doing? What am I going to do with my life? If this is, if this doesn't come back, so I really just tried to work on trying to stay creative and working on as many projects as I could. Some of a lot of the Love and Death stuff. I wrote with a bunch of my friends. Jason Rao, he was the producer of that album with another friend of mine, Joe Rickard. And we just worked on those songs for a good while. And same with my solo album. A lot of it was already written, but I took that time to really just try and think about videos and the whole rollout and all that stuff. It's like one thing to record it, and it's a whole other thing for all the other part of it, which is the promotion and all that, which is the part that I kind of hate. like I love making music and I love that part, but the song and dance afterwards that you got to do,
all the media and press and interviews and stuff like that. And
I mean, look, it's some of it I don't mind. Some of it's great. I mean, this is awesome. Like this is super cool, and I'm very thankful.
I think so.
To be here.
It's a good hang, yeah.
but
I know what you're talking about though, because like you said earlier, you really got to love every aspect of it, because it can get grueling, and if you're not, and if you don't know what you signed up for, then you'll probably just say, well, fuck this. But you love it enough, and you gotta love every part of it, right? Every step.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so many things that I didn't even think of, and you're thinking about doing a solo album or any kind of side project. There's so many things. If you really want to take it seriously and you really want to kind of get it out there, you got to think of like marketing plans and marketing budgets and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh shit.
Even just somebody to like keep up. Something as dumb as keeping up with like the social media posts. Like people don't even realize just that is like a full-time job in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. And, but it's all part of it. Even just the way you release music now, the whole, I did this whole waterfall release where it's just like single, and then album. No one, it's just not very smart to just, release a couple singles and an album now, because there's so much stuff coming out. It's just old news, by the time, so you just got to keep it fresh and keep releasing stuff, so I played the game. I did the whole thing. So
what do you think is better though? Doing the waterfall release, or like doing like taking the Beyonce approach where it's like a surprise entire album drop?
It depends on if you're Beyonce or not.
Yeah. We're not all Beyonce.
Right.
She can do that. Adele and, Halsey and
bigger ones.
They can do it. They're just like, oh, boom, here's an album,
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people like myself, you really got to just try and like, hey guys, remember me? I got music coming out here. You guys need music? Here's some music. Don't forget about me. Oh, all this stuff all this other stuff came out. Okay, well, hey, I got another song here. You just got to kind of keep in everybody's field of view as long as you can.
I'm curious, as a solo artist, or your solo career, are you actually fully, you got the whole lineup, record label, management, everything behind you as an individual, right?
So I have distribution, no label.
Oh, okay.
But I do have management. But for the most part, it's been pretty much just kind of independent and doing it myself with my good, talented friends helping. So I've been very fortunate to have some really, really, really talented friends that have been willing to work with me. And it's been a lot of fun. That's been the best part about it. And honestly, it's just like all my just, get all my talented friends to just make me look cooler and make me look better.
Yeah, I'm curious about the process that you're going about releasing your music. Do you have any suggestions for other artists that are doing it the way that you're doing it, fairly independently and releasing it online? Like, how do you really get your music out there and get heard and get noticed without like a major label backing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all about the promotion, the marketing of it, you know. And so, like I said, it's like the recording is like not even the tip of the iceberg, which is so crazy to me because, you know, if a song isn't good and, you know, the quality of the recording isn't good, then who cares? But
yeah,
you know, you can have all of that quality and all that stuff too, but if you don't have the marketing part, it's again, it's like, who cares? So you got to have both halves of it to really just try to make an impact there. But I mean, as far as advice, you know, number one, just try to write the best song you can. Try to get the best recording of it you can, because the first impression is everything. First time somebody listens to your music, you better make sure that it sounds as good as it could be, because you might not get another shot, you know.
Yeah.
And also, you know, there's lots of, you know, streaming companies out there. There's, you know, TuneCore, there's DistroKid, there's AWOL, there's
yes,
there's a bunch of them that, you know, you really can just go in on kind of a, you know, a percentage deal, and, you know, or it's just a flat rate, $50 a year or something. And they'll, you know, upload all your music on all the streaming platforms. It's just whichever one works for, you know.
Are you executing any of those platforms for your stuff right now? Or?
I've tried them all.
Okay.
I've put music out on TuneCore. I've put music out on DistroKid, AWOL. This latest release, This World or the Next, I went through E1 distribution, which is now, I think it's called Monarch, I believe.
Okay.
They changed their name or something.
They do a pretty good job.
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
RJ, are you taking mental notes over here?
Well, you know, the reason that I ask these things is because I get a lot of younger artists coming up to me asking, like, how do I make it? How do I get to where you're at or whatever? And I have to keep in mind that, you know, we got signed in the early mid 2000s. It's a totally different world now. So I always like also picking the mind of other artists that are putting new things out. Even though, yes, you've been in the business for as long as I have, but still you're putting out new things under your own name as a whole new entity. So I always want to hear how other artists are doing it in the modern world, because you're right, a lot of artists are bypassing record labels and just doing it themselves because you really can nowadays.
Absolutely. And I mean, then there's also TikTok.
Yeah. Do you have any dances for your songs yet?
I mean, if you have that one song that just blows up on TikTok, everything that I just said doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Or if you market yourself like Walker Hayes has been, where his daughter makes up a dance for every new song that he has coming out, and
That's
then
genius.
that blows up.
Yeah, that's
I'm
super cool. That's super cool, actually.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
is.
there are like pop artists with teams of people making up dances for their songs on TikTok, just trying to monetize it as much as possible. So, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're Walker Hayes and you've got tons of kids and they can do it for you.
You know what? Just make your own staff. There we go.
Yeah. They're hired.
I made my own employees. I made them all.
So I got TikTok to keep up with my daughter. She was like quoting all this stuff and doing all these dances, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Where are you learning this? She's like, TikTok, Mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
so I had to get it to keep up with it, and now I fall down the rabbit hole of TikTok till like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Easily. I'll go to bed at 11.
The pandemic probably helped TikTok a lot because everyone is just at home bored looking at TikTok. So
It makes
I don't quite understand it, because even we've had like Brooke Gallucci on, and you have, you know, artists like her that haven't necessarily been in a band yet or played a live concert, but they've got 250,000 followers. You know, so it's just a different
anything.
Yeah,
for an
it's
entire
different
year and a
nowadays.
half.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But she is crazy talented too, though. So like
Oh,
that
for
helps
sure.
too. But then you get these people on TikTok that you're like, why are you famous? Again, like it's like It's like the revamped version of Kardashians without money. Like they're famous for literally nothing.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna
That's how
go
it's going.
viral. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, that's true. I just, I've been on TikTok maybe 6 months, and I've done a couple videos that have been kind of fun, and they're kind of fun to make. But it's hard to think of things to do. We were talking about like the teams of people. Some people have just teams that are just thinking about what different TikTok videos that an artist can do, and
Yep.
That's just so helpful. But I feel so old on there. I'm just like, I'm so out of touch. I'm like the old dude, just like trying to stay hip.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't think you're much older than I am, and I don't feel that old on there.
Okay, well then I feel better then.
There you
Yeah,
go.
no,
Feel
like
good
you're
about yourself.
good. You're
Feel
good.
old on there.
Solidarity, yes.
Yeah.
We
That's
got
right.
this.
That's right. I've made 3 TikToks, and every time I made one, I was like, "This is embarrassing." It's just interesting to see how everything has evolved when it comes to the crazy amount of artists that were writing music, to the way they're releasing music, to the way they're marketing it, to everything that you've just talked about. Like it's bananas how much that has all changed over the last 2 years compared to what it was before. It's nothing like it used to be.
Very true.
Yeah, and I mean,
The one thing that has stayed the same, the only thing that has stayed the same, is it is not what you know, it is who you know.
Ah,
That's
Yeah,
the
that
only
hasn't
staple
changed.
that has stayed the same.
Yeah, that always
Everything else is different.
helps. Mhm. And I mean, who knows how it's going to be 2 years from now?
yeah.
Who knows? That's
I
scary.
don't see it ever
It's true.
going back to how it was completely before. I don't see going back to the old normal.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, Keith, but I notice at our shows that everyone seems to be very, very grateful to be at a show, a lot more than they probably ever were. And even the bands playing, I mean, us included, we're just not taking anything for granted nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel the
definitely.
same way?
Oh, I absolutely do. I mean, I even mentioned that during my set. I'm so thankful that we are all here right now, and I really mean it. I'm like, there's nowhere that I want to be else that I'd want to be than right there and experiencing that again. Because I mean, there are some times where you're like, is this going to happen again? Was it all a dream, and is it all over? And
Hey,
I'm
it could
just
all be
so
poof
thankful.
gone tomorrow.
Exactly. So I just, I never did take it for granted before the pandemic, and I definitely don't now. So it's a blessing.
Well, and you hear so many artists
great.
say, even way before the pandemic, they would be like, I'm so grateful, this could all be gone tomorrow. But COVID, that took on an entirely new meaning
Yeah.
to where like we didn't know if it was going to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was scary.
So-
I mean, you know what I'm actually curious about, Keith, is, I mean, you and I, we've been road dogs for forever, for longer than
Wow.
we've been on the road. We've been living road dogs more than we've been living not road dogs. So having a year and a half stuck at home, I know that must have really been hard for you not to be able to do what you love to do. And luckily, like you said, thank God you were writing. Thank God we had the ability to be creative. We've been promoting that. Like, having a creative outlet can really help you get through the dark times. But I'm also curious about some of the silver linings that came along with it, like being able to be at home with your family that longer than probably you ever have. What was that like?
Yeah, that was great. That's probably the most time I've spent with my wife for a long time. So that was super fun. I definitely got better at grilling. I grilled out a lot more. And I mean, and I've joked about this and a bunch of other interviews that I've done, is that I feel like I finished Netflix. We pretty much watched every fucking show that was.
You have reached the end of Netflix.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there definitely was some silver linings, and then it's like, you don't realize it, but life's just going. It's just going, and it's just older you get, the faster it seems to go, and so it was kind of nice. I would have rather it not had happened, but it was nice to kind of have a pause to just kind of take stock of your life and everything, and really appreciate the things that you do have. So,
well, the pandemic definitely tested a lot of relationships, and there's been a lot of pandemic divorces and pandemic breakups.
And
do you think
pandemic babies. It goes
and pandemic babies. So would you say that the pandemic was a test for your relationship, but it in a good way? Like it proved that you guys are meant to be together because you can stand being around each other for that long?
Nah.
Nah. It's a good answer.
Good answer.
If it was, we aced it.
Well, congratulations. So did I. Brock, though, you had a question about Keith writing with Ben, right?
Oh yeah, I had a Breaking Benjamin question for you, Keith, because I saw Ben on a I don't think it was a podcast, but he was on an interview with Jacoby like a month or so ago, and Ben, used to all be about, Breaking Benjamin's sound hadn't changed because it was Ben writing, and I think when you guys joined, he had a full album pretty well put together, but he kind of talked about how he's been a lot more open about collaborating with you guys and listening to material you're writing, and I was just kind of wondering how that came about.
Yeah, from the first, honestly, the first 5 minutes I was in the band, he, like you said, the majority of the album was pretty much written, and I think there was one more song, and even then he was like, hey, let's, what do you guys think about some of these lyrics? I need some lyrics here. What about this bridge part? Or, he was already very welcoming and open to collaborating at such an early stage in time in the band. So from that point on, I was like, oh man, this is so awesome. This is really great, and it's really a testament to Ben for just being so just welcoming, and even the fans, everything, every bit about this band has been welcoming and just great from the inception that I've been in. But and I think just the album after that, it just naturally kind of progressed. I think he kind of was like, hey, any kind of ideas that you guys have, please just, send my way. We all live in different places. So, technology is such an amazing and important thing for us to be able to just, record demos individually and send them back and forth. And we'll take ideas from this and that and kind of mix them all together and make some stuff. But it's same kind of thing here with some of the new stuff. We're always kind of like working on ideas and, piecemealing some stuff together. And he's always been open and encouraging.
Do I not always say, guys, thank God for the internet, right? If you want to see the downfall of humankind, just take away the internet, and we're fucked.
100%. Well, even just like we wouldn't be able to do this podcast as a team because we're all over the country.
Right.
Oh,
that's right.
Sure.
Yeah, we were all, and also during the pandemic, I got really good at Zoom writing sessions. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
You have no choice. But not only with the writing though, you're also doing a lot of singing in Breaking Benjamin. You're singing a lot of songs live, which is amazing. I think it's, me personally, I think it's so cool because it really shows that it kind of reminds me of like the Eagles or like, like how everybody would kind of, or even the Beatles, like everyone would sing together or sing lead and they would trade off and stuff like that. How did that come about?
Man.
Same kind of thing. We were, I forget what tour it was. It was pretty early on in the touring game with us new guys. Ben was just kind of like, I've got these guys that can sing. And at first I think he just kind of really wanted to kind of showcase what we could do.
Wow.
Here's the new guys. Here's these dudes that, I feel like that are going to carry on this band and do it justly, So yeah, he just one day was like, how about you sing Sooner or Later, which is like a single. And I'm like,
it's a good one.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I'll try. Just like,
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing you guys at a festival and I heard Sooner or Later and I was like, oh, I love this song. I ran up front and I was like, why is Ben all the way over there? And I was like, oh my God, Keith is singing. And you kind of sound a lot like him, but you definitely sound like yourself. But it was so cool to hear that. How have the fans responded to you and a lot of you other guys singing the songs?
Very, very welcomely.
Wow, cool.
They didn't throw batteries at me, so I was
Oh
I was
gosh.
pleased about that because I was worried. I was just like,
You're not bad. Yeah.
they don't want to hear me; they want to hear Ben.
Yeah.
And rightly so. He's great, but it was fun. I try my best to imitate and sound like him. I don't want to sound like Keith singing Breaking. I want to try to sound like Ben as much as I can on those songs. So it's kind of more accurate.
So you're kind of like singing and acting at the same time.
In a way, I mean, we sound different. Our voices just sound different in general, but I try to capture it best I can.
I'm honestly not surprised that he wants you guys to sing some of the songs. I mean, because your entire the lineup that you guys are now, and since it became this lineup, it's an all-star lineup. Like, y'all are
For sure.
incredible artists in your own right. Obviously, you put out a solo record. You're opening the show for your own band because of budgets. Come on, let's not lie, Keith. Come on, I'm kidding. No, it's amazing. So I'm really not surprised that he wanted to do that, because all of you guys are so incredibly talented, and you're like, all of you could be individual artists, and you're all in this band together. Like I said, it kind of feels like you guys are like the modern day Eagles almost.
That's crazy. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love the Eagles. I love the Beatles.
Same here.
That's a crazy comparison, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I think Ben really was thinking, look, on all his albums, all of Breaking Ben's albums, there's 2-part and 3-part harmonies on a lot of things, and he's always just been the one singer, and he really wanted to really capture that album sound and get all the harmonies and all the octave vocal parts and everything. And then one day he was like, you know what? Why don't you sing this? This is going to preserve my voice and help us play more shows and help us play longer tours. So it's all good for the whole band. So yeah.
That's the other thing too. It definitely, I'm sure it definitely saves his voice a lot by being able to take a few songs off. And you're right, like that. That allows you to take less off days, so you're able to do more shows and really maximize your tour, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got each other's backs. There's times where, Ben's not feeling great. He's like, I don't want to cancel this show, and me and Aaron were like, we got it, and we'll just switch parts. And same thing with me. There's been times where I've been a little under the weather, and Aaron and Ben have, really just like taken over, and vice versa. It's so it's awesome. It's a team effort for sure.
Well, who's going to take over your vocals and with your solo acoustic stuff in the beginning if you're feeling under the weather, and then you got to turn around and go do Breaking Benjamin?
I'm available. No,
if that happens, I'm just fucked.
You probably could bring Aaron out to sing some of your songs if you needed to, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
so you don't let Sean sing at all?
I don't know if Sean can sing. We might just put a mic in front of him.
Let's just see what happens. Yeah,
just let him go.
It might be like the biggest surprise of your life. What if he's like incredible?
You can sing like opera or something.
That'd be awesome. That'd be less work for me.
What if he like surprised you by coming out and like could only sing falsetto?
Ooh,
gosh, that'd be crazy.
Or sounded like a Muppet.
You could do Bohemian Rhapsody, the whole song.
Get some Bee Gees vibes out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, every time RJ keeps talking about the Eagles, all I can think about is that line in The Big Lebowski when he's like, I hate the fucking Eagles.
Yeah. That's a good one.
oh man.
Crazy. Well, it's interesting to listen to like all of the shit you have going on, which is a lot, obviously, like listening to everything that you've talked about, everything that you've got going on, everything you have coming up. So I see also that you was it with your solo album that you did release of the version of Shallow?
No, that was just a one-off kind of single cover song, content these days. You just got to keep on releasing content. Yeah.
Sweet content.
I know.
Yeah.
So who did the female part in Shallow? Was there a female that did that part?
No, that was all me singing.
All right.
Wow, you have a beautiful.
You're all over the place. You're just doing all the.
Look out, Lady Gaga! Here comes Keith Wallen.
Whatever.
Watch
She's
out.
great. She is great.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than her. Yeah.
That is wild.
For sure.
Wild. Yeah. It's like everybody has all this time or has had all of this time to do things like that. The one-off single releases and the covers and all of that other stuff. It's been really cool, actually, I think, to watch everybody do all of this because we're getting content that wouldn't have been put out otherwise if people didn't have time to do this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like being at home helped you as far as being able to actually sit down and do an entire solo album?
I think so. I mean, like I said, I pretty much wrote the majority of it before everything kind of hit. But what's funny about some of the songs and the subject matter, it sounds like that I wrote them in the pandemic. It's just a similar kind of subject matter, but it took a lot of the time in the pandemic just to figure out the whole rollout and how to do it. And so time was definitely invaluable. And that would have been so hard to do if I was just on tour. And
couldn't imagine.
Trying to figure out, going somewhere to shoot a video and just being exhausted. So it definitely helped to have that time off for sure.
Do you think that, I'm sure of it. I'm sure that your experience with COVID and the lockdown and not being able to tour and the ups and downs that went along with that, I'm sure that you've got plenty of inspiration to draw from on the next record, right?
Yeah, hope so.
And when can we expect the next Keith solo record?
Oh man, I don't know. It's going to be a while. I'm still trying to just get this one out and just get it out there as much as I can. So hopefully, the next plan is to hopefully do some sort of live stream full band concert.
That'd be great
for the new year. So
look, Dan's here.
Our producer is offering up his services to produce.
Yes, he would be glad to do a video for you. Or
that's what I do.
He did just do Kiss's Kiss 2020 Goodbye, the live from Dubai. He did that last New Year's Eve. He produced that show and directed it. So
wow.
Amongst others.
Wow. Sounds expensive.
He's expensive.
Oh, I think it was. Yeah.
We fund them, so you don't need money. There's another reason to call me.
Yeah, I need some Kiss.
Shameless plugging going on here tonight. It's a little.
That'd be awesome to see. That'd be awesome to see a live stream in the future from you.
Well, then I think we should shamelessly plug Keith. Everybody go out and listen to his solo record. I've been jamming to it. I love it. Dream Away is a fucking jam. Love that song. It's great. And the album is called This World or the Next, right?
Correct.
Yes. So everybody go out, listen to it. Wait till the end of the show, and then listen to it.
Yet.
But so you can get it on like Apple or iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff.
The whole thing, right?
All the streaming platforms.
Everything.
Yeah, and there's I think there's 5 or 6 videos on YouTube.
Check those out too.
Yeah.
Keith, where do I get a T-shirt? Come on. Where do I get that T-shirt, man?
KeithWallen.com, or just come out to a show. I got some shirts here, and I'll hook you up, man.
There we go.
So Myrtle Beach tomorrow night.
Myrtle Beach,
yes.
I was just there.
Hop on a plane.
I just missed you.
Well, dang it.
I know. So, okay, Keith, are you up for a little game? Because I think it's time for a little segment here.
And we call it.
Are you up for it?
I'm up for it.
All right. It's time for our little stop drop shenanigans segment here.
There's no
Stop, drop, shenanigans. Stop, drop, shenanigans. You'll never get me gold.
Surprise!
What is with the gag ball, RJ?
You never know what you can expect on Stop, Drop, and Talk, baby.
Kind of freaked me out there with the gag ball, but we'll go with it. Keith,
I
I threw together some trivia questions here because I asked you. I'm going to be honest. I asked Kurt what he nerds out about, and he likes movies, actors, like directors, things of that such. So I put a trivia game together. So you guys try to let him answer first if you can, okay?
I'm the movie one-liner queen, so I will try to keep my mouth shut.
Hope it's all Big Lebowski quotes.
And I'm not sure if they're going to be too easy, too hard, so we're just going to roll with it, okay? So, all right. So in the 1999 movie Fight Club, the narrator, played by Edward Norton, suffers from which health issue? cancer, insomnia, or diabetes?
Insomnia.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding,
Where's
ding, ding,
RJ's?
ding. No
There we
sound
go.
effects. Sorry.
Ding. You got that one
I did
right.
not know that.
Maybe we
All
could add
right.
some sound effects in post. Can we do that, Dan?
Yeah, post-production. you
Perfect.
can.
Perfect.
All right. Who directed Eyes Wide Shut, Full Metal Jacket, and The Shining?
Stanley Kubrick.
Ding! Wow, I didn't even get to read them off. That's awesome.
Give him a hard one, Brock. Come on.
That's so fast. Let me pick a hard one here. Well, this one's kind of as of 2021. Who is the most successful actor or actress with 4 times winning the Academy Awards, also known as the Oscars? Is it Meryl Streep, Katharine Hepburn, or Jack Nicholson?
Oh, it's not Timothy Chalamet? That wasn't an option? Okay.
Street.
Wait, four Oscars, guys. Think about it. This is a fucking easy one. Hello, it's not Timothy. Timothy hardly has pubic hair. 4 Oscars. There's only one person that's had that.
Meryl Streep?
Can't make a joke.
Is it Meryl
I'm
Streep?
going to say Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, missed it. I missed
Wow,
it.
you guys guessed all the wrong ones. It's Katharine Hepburn.
Catherine.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
That was a
okay.
tough one. That was a good one, Brock.
Like they don't have the Oscars all the time. It could have literally been any of them. Dan.
Hey, he's the director. He's got to give a shit here.
To get 4 Oscar nominations, that takes a very long time. That's what I'm giving you a hint. It's the
They're
old
all
ones.
old as fuck. They're
Oh my
it's not
god!
like Meryl Streep or Jack Nicholson are young.
I know, but 4 wins. That I mean,
What?
I didn't know.
He's
it,
on
to
his
be
way
honest.
to an EGOT.
Yeah, he is. So yeah, Dan is. So
Yeah,
All right, I'm really, really hoping you guys get this one. Really hoping.
Uh-oh.
Who is the director of The Mandalorian? Is it George Lucas, Jon Favreau? I hope I said that right. Han Solo, or Quentin Tarantino?
John Favreau.
I think
Yes.
Han Solo. Ah, crap.
Han Solo is a fictional character. RJ.
It's not true.
I
Brock's
thought,
like,
George,
don't ruin it for him.
I thought George Lucas might get some of you, but
No, I knew it wasn't George Lucas.
It was
And
too
I was,
obvious.
waiting to hear all of them.
Yeah, John Favreau killing it.
Jon Favreau. The Australian actor Chris Hemsworth is known for playing which superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Iron Man, Thor, or Captain America?
Thor.
Yeah, Thor.
Yeah. Straight out of
Getting
Iron Man.
good.
I don't even watch Marvel movies, and I know that. It's
Getting
Chris
good.
Hemsworth.
Because you know Chris Hemsworth.
Should we-
You know
So do
what?
I.
It's so funny. He is so many of my friends' celebrity hall passes, and I'm like, he doesn't do it for me. He really does not.
Wow. Wow.
No. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Well,
Well, I guess we'll have to tell him that when he's on the show next week.
we got a
It's not
couple.
Right, Dan?
Week.
We got a couple more here. Bill Skarsgård, who is most known for his role as Pennywise, the dancing clown in the horror movie It, comes from which European country? Norway, Sweden, or Denmark?
Oh, man.
Wow.
He is so freaking creepy looking too.
Yeah,
Even
he's
without the
creepy.
makeup. Holy.
I'm going to say he's Norwegian. I
looking
get
without
Viking
makeup?
vibes.
What? Sorry?
You
Yeah,
think
he's creepy.
without the makeup, you think he looks creepy?
Yeah. He still
I
looks
totally thought he
creepy.
was actually like kind of good looking.
He could do creepy. He could do that weird creepy thing with his eye. Like he can do like a.
He's still got like the thing going on, the Joker-ish thing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So, what country do we think he's from? Do you have a guess here, Keith?
I'm going to guess Sweden.
I'm saying Norway.
I was gonna say Norway as well.
It
Then I'll
is-
say Denmark.
It's Sweden.
Oh. Was that just a lucky guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Was it?
Or did you actually know that?
No, I did not know that one.
All right, we got one here that you guys might think would be easy, but I did not
like
think it
Ikea.
was pretty easy here, and it is our last one. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the old one, not the new one. It's
Of
different
course.
name,
Yeah.
is directed by whom?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I thought it'd be easy, but it is tough.
Do we have multiple choice?
Nope, you don't have multiple choice. Well, yeah,
Oh.
I can
all
I can
right.
throw some out there for you. Woody Allen, Peter Jackson, Mel Stewart, or Daniel Cthulhu III.
Definitely.
I'm gonna
not
say-
Dan.
I'm gonna say Mel Stewart because it's the only name I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's either 3 or 4.
Yeah, but probably Dan.
Not Dan.
I did not know this. It is Mel Stewart.
He's that old. Mel Stewart. All right.
All right, hold on. I'm
Ding.
Googling Mel Stewart. I'm like,
So you
that?
did. You did good. That's amazing.
His brother Rod became a really big music artist.
oh my God. No, it's not even pulling pictures of the director up. It's pulling pictures of Timothy Chalamet up.
Oh,
Ooh.
hot.
Well, thanks
Interesting.
for nothing, Google.
Yeah, but I will go on record and say that is the only Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie. Love Johnny Depp, but he can't even compare to Gene Wilder.
Johnny Depp one was cheesy. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, Gene Wilder all the way.
I'm not a fan of any of them. I hate all of the fucking Willy Wonka movies.
I mean,
hate
they're
them all.
creepy.
But the snowsberries taste like snowsberries.
That was good.
I got a blueberry for a daughter.
Yeah, I hate that when she's like, "Daddy, I want it now." I'm like, I hate that girl.
So you're supposed to teach your daughter not to be like that.
Well, she's not.
I like all the
good. You did the right thing.
I like the memes about the grandpa. Like he can do a freaking, he can go to a chocolate factory with his grandson, but he can't get out of bed.
Yeah, lays in bed
Oh,
for 20
no.
years, expects the
Oh,
entire
man.
family to take care of him, gets
Oh
a
my God.
ticket, hops out of bed.
Yeah.
They have just dragged Grandpa in recent years.
Oh God. Who's the comedian that did the really good stand-up about that? What's his name?
Drawing a blank.
Oh gosh. Someone in the comment is gonna light me up right now.
Like, I got nothing.
Who's the comedian? Who's the comedian, Dan?
Who
Dan
knows?
got nothing.
Which one?
He does the whole bit about Willy Wonka. Oh man.
That
I shouldn't
one
have brought this up.
Robin Williams.
What is his name? He's the really funny, like kind of like Seinfeld. John Mulaney. That was it. John Mulaney. He does a good bit about that. So there you go. Some touring entertainment to listen to.
There we go.
Awesome.
I never heard or seen any of that. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'll have to go look at that.
I really shouldn't have brought it up.
I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, so
Look,
if
let's
you would
take
have
it back
done
to Keith.
movie one-liners, I think that it might have been a battle between Keith and I.
Depends
Yeah.
on the movie.
Yeah.
Like most any movie, I speak fluently in movie one-liners. Do you?
Oh, yeah.
As well?
I
Yeah,
do too.
Sure. I speak Ace Ventura: Pet Detective very fluently.
Yes.
Wano.
Wano.
Wano. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's just some of those. There's just some movies they stay with you. Oh, by the way, I want to ask you guys this: Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie, right?
100% a Christmas movie.
I agree. Yes,
Weird, right?
it is. It is.
I will
Definitely.
say, like, it's lower on my totem pole of Christmas movies, but it is absolutely a Christmas movie.
What's your all's top favorite Christmas movie?
Oh man, it's got to be Christmas Vacation.
Okay, so mine's a toss-up between
Griswold.
Christmas Vacation and obviously, I mean, Home Alone. Like, I grew up, like, I'm
Classic.
a little bit younger than Macaulay Culkin.
See,
So
it's
when
hard,
that movie
though.
came out, it was like,
It's hard because if you're going old school, you got Christmas Story or the National Lampoons. But if you're,
Oh, yeah.
Elf is always
Elf
there.
is
Unless
the
you hate
rock
Will
favorite.
Ferrell, Elf is
Elf
amazing.
is that's probably the last great Christmas movie
Yeah.
yeah. And
so far.
those have good one-liners in it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Even my daughter quotes Home Alone and she's 12 and she quotes it constantly.
I don't know, man. Fred Claus all the way.
No. The best
I
is
think
when go ahead.
No,
those,
not really.
those are. I think those are the top three in my opinion.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation, Elf, Home Alone. Plus, Home
Yes.
Alone has the amazing score by John Williams.
Scrooged.
Yes.
yes.
I love
Scrooged.
Scrooge.
Yes.
That's the one.
With Bill Murray. That's another classic.
Good.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
That's a good one.
We've
Oh,
talked
John
about
Williams.
that before. Yeah, I haven't seen
Great.
it. Huh.
No, my 12-year-old daughter quotes Home Alone and her favorite line from that movie is Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi.
One of the best.
You'll pee all over me.
we forgot about Bad Santa.
Oh yeah,
Santa's
Bad
good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. Bad
Home
Santa.
Alone, though, the scene I can watch over and over again is where he grabs that fucking tarantula and puts it on his face. And
Home Alone,
the
yeah.
scream is just hilarious. It's so funny.
You know that I think that would be the best couple's costume of all time would be Harry and Marv, like for Halloween.
With a spider on his face.
Yes,
That'd be
with like
pretty
no,
good.
with like the iron mark.
Oh
the-
yeah, the burn.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and then like the burn out of the top of the head from the blowtorch.
I think it seems like I saw somebody do that, or like somewhere on the internet I saw a couple of people had that costume, and it was money.
So
That
fun.
would
was
be
a good
genius.
idea.
Another good costume, quick here before we're done, that I think would be so great for a guy and a girl to do, and I tried to talk somebody into doing this with me this year and got nowhere. Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding.
Ah,
Would
with
be
the little rod.
hilarious.
That'd be a pretty good one.
Like if you put a dude in a leotard and like as Tanya Harding or like wrapped
Yeah.
his knee and he was Nancy Kerrigan. Anyway,
Yeah, with a little rod.
I could do this for hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
sometimes
God.
it would be the actual, just like
You got to carry a crowbar,
yeah,
which
You know-
would work.
get a like tracksuit and just maybe a mustache.
You know, my
See, that would work for your home. The crowbar would work for the Home Alone costume or the Nancy Kerrigan costume.
Switch it up.
That's true.
we always seem to get stumped on like we always like say like, oh, we're gonna do a couple's costume this year. We never end up doing it. I'm gonna have to call you for some advice for that. What about you, Keith? Have you ever done a couple's costume with your wife?
Never.
Never. Maybe that's the secret to a long, healthy marriage.
What,
Don't do
not
it.
doing it?
Or
Yeah, not doing it.
yeah, or if she asks you, you damn well do it.
I've gone as Dog, the bounty hunter, and his wife Beth. I've also done John and Lorena Bobbitt.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That
that's
was a good one.
Nice.
That was a good one.
I think Carol Baskin and a tiger.
So overdone, RJ.
Yeah, that's already been done. Yeah.
Like, get creative.
Anyway, well,
Well-
we've got plenty of planning before next Halloween.
Yes, we do. Tons. It's we're not even into 2022 yet, and we're already talking about the next Halloween.
As
But
of filming this, we may be in 2022 now. You, dear listener, leave
I
a
just gave
comment.
you all your next Halloween ideas. All right, Keith, thank you so much for joining us with our unstructured, crazy bullshit show that we love to call Stop, Drop, and
I
Talk.
love it.
Mhm.
Thank you,
We had
Keith.
so much fun doing this, and we appreciate you so much for coming on and sharing an hour with us.
Yes, and everybody go stream This World or the Next, the latest album released by Keith Wallen. It's incredible. I love it front to back. Check out his YouTube music videos and support this man. He's a brilliant artist. And go and see Breaking Benjamin live and show up early to see the opening act. I heard he's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
He
you
works
guys.
cheap.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This was a lot of fun, and yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Always good to
Thanks,
see
man.
you, Keith.
Good to
I
see
miss
you, Keith.
bud.
Thank you.
Keith, everybody. How great is Keith? I knew you guys would love him. He's
That was awesome.
Fun.
Yeah.
He's really fun.
Dude, what a great heart on that guy. I've known that guy for so many years. So any excuse I get to just chat with him and hang out with him, it's a great time.
Oh, for sure. And he's so humble too. You know, it's not always easy, as the guests might know, but it's not easy putting these things together. And we had a little hiccup scheduling this, and Keith was so good. He's so humble and awesome, and I really appreciate him for that too.
Thanks for
So,
being flexible, Keith. It wouldn't be a Holy Cats production if it wasn't complete chaos.
That's right.
That situation.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun, guys. Should we wrap this puppy up?
Let's wrap her up.
All right, let's wrap it up on a high note, Dan. Yes, it's high note time. And this week's high note has a bit of a long title, but it goes like this. It goes, "Welcome to the internet. Take a look around. Everything that brain of yours can think up can be found. See a man beheaded, get offended, see a shrink, show us pictures of your children, tell us every thought you think. Start a rumor, buy a broom, or send a death threat to a boomer, DM a girl and groomer, or do a Zoom, or find a tumor. Here's a healthy breakfast option. You should kill your mom. Here's why women never fuck you. Here's how you can build a bomb. Which Power Ranger are you? Take this quirky quiz. Obama sent the immigrants to vaccinate your kids." That's a quote from the latest Bo Burnham special. If you haven't heard that whole song yet, look it up. It's absolutely brilliant. He kind of nails it. Because this week, we're talking about the internet. Yes. With the light years upon light years of information, all on the big, beautiful internet. If you were to, in fact, the internet is so big, if you were to print the entire internet onto paper and stack it sheet by sheet, and the bottom sheet was on the ground, the top pile would be in the Oort cloud at the farthest edges of our solar system. It's a funny thing considering we've been a species for around 300,000-ish years on a planet that's been around for 4.5 billion years, and a universe that's been around for nearly 14 billion years. The internet, 38 years old, hasn't even hit the big 4-0 yet. It now contains approximately 74 zettabytes of data. And to put that in perspective, 1 zettabyte is about 1 billion terabytes or 1 trillion gigabytes. So it's very big, and it grows up so fast. Every single one of us generates around 1.7 gigabytes of data every second. 2.5 trillion bytes in a day. Now, full disclaimer, I found all these statistics on the internet, so blame the internet for lying about itself if I'm wrong, but that's what I found. It really is an incredible thing, though. Invented with the greatest intentions to band the world together. And to its credit, it definitely does. It's such a great thing to be able to see my girlfriend's face when I'm away for several weeks, or for military people to communicate with their families at home while on the other side of the planet, to deliver you right now the greatest, first and only internet entertainment show in history. And for our producer to work our show from Dubai last season. Remember that? Yeah. Thank you, internet. But with every great achievement, it has its downside. Every single technological breakthrough ever in the history of mankind is followed up with 2 questions. The first question is always, how do we fuck it? Okay, fair enough. And if we can't fuck it, the second question is, what horrible, rotten, vile, terrible things can we do with this against people we hate? 38 years out of 300,000 in human existence. How do our ape brains even begin to process something like the internet, social media, the real virtual universe? What to believe, what not to believe, what to trust, what to write off as Irish bull? Do we even have a chance? Algorithms programmed to dish everything you want to hear right at you, whether it's true or not, whether it's harmful or not. Many studies claim the possible link to depression. Basically, it gives us ultimate information access from any place in the world. But at the same time, this availability can create a digital information overload, which our minds sometimes can't cope with. Which just makes sense if you just use common logic, because we are now human plus phone. We're fully integrated with technology so far now, to the point that we can't even live without it. And people worry about microchips. Are you kidding me? If that were true, that would be awesome. I'd be like, yes, I'm finally a cyborg. This is inside me. And if you think we're at that level of technology, you're giving them way too much credit. You're already microchipped with this thing. If they want to track you, they don't need to inject you. So I totally get why we have such a hard time identifying fact from fiction on the free internet. Not too long ago, on the cosmic timeline, we were still swinging from trees. So how do we have a healthy, symbiotic relationship with this mega machine our semi-evolved brains can barely scratch the surface of understanding? For starters, we got to learn how to better sift through the bullshit. George Carlin once said, bullshit is the glue that holds our country together. Where would we be without our safe, familiar American bullshit? There's bullshit coming at us 24/7 on the misinformation superhighway, left and right, up and down, from the darkest cobweb corners of the internet to the biggest social media platforms. And don't even get me started on cable news. Oh, Billy. We have to acquire a less gullible mindset, because so many of us play right into the hands of those who profit and benefit the most from keeping the public scared, angry, and blissfully ignorant. Now, last season, I talked about the power of being creative, amongst other good ways to get your healthy dose of dopamine to your brain. Well, there's plenty of ways to get an unhealthy dose too. So don't get tricked into feeling your happy chemicals kick in from an information source that's tilted to your favor. You're not getting facts. You're getting a spin on what once was a fact that's now been twisted and twisted into a narrative pretzel that's twisting and twisting you into this crazy extremist. And this is designed to do one thing: to make you feel good. Just like how John Cleese warned us decades ago. How did that go, John? How'd that go, John?
Well, the biggest advantage of extremism is that it makes you feel good.
Thank you, Dan. Welcome to the show. He's right, though. They know what they're doing. There he is. Thank you. Always a team player. They know what they're doing. They're just here to give you that affirmation rush that keeps you lining back up at the trough, ready to eat whatever they dish out, to really concrete the pretense that all the badness in the world is in your enemies and all the virtuous goodness in the world is in you. Attractive, isn't it? It's the old us versus them fire stoking. Sad thing is, there are probably a lot of people who don't know they're being fed bullshit, but either don't understand or even worse, don't care. Hey, this place makes me feel good. I feel like I'm right. So this is where I'm going to learn everything. And the endless loop continues, keeping us scared, angry, yet oh so euphoric. So I say, use the internet with caution. Watch out for bullshit. Don't fall for infotainment. Don't let your emotions cloud your objective thought, and realize that there's a real world outside of the virtual one. So I have a mission for all of you this week. Do yourself a favor. Hang out in your backyard without your phone for an hour. You'll go crazy. You'll catch yourself involuntarily reaching into your pocket every 5 seconds, like 1,000 times, trying like a crack rabbit, just like, ah! But it's good for us to exercise on training our brain's codependency on these devices that almost act as a second brain. The nature computer in our skulls still reigns supreme over even the most advanced supercomputers in the world today. So give it some credit. Don't let it get lazy. And for God's sakes, just for the sake of a blast from the past, let's never take medical advice from Nicki Minaj. And that's our show. I want to thank Keith Wallen, B-Rock, Dan Catullo, Eva Steele, and all of you Stop, Drop, and Talkers out there. Thank you so much for joining us in this weird remote location episode, and we'll see you next week. So long,
next
everybody.
week.
Later.
Stop, drop, and talk.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
I blow the wind of God
The wind of God
on you.